Let me start over. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the live stream. This is Susan for SLC Aquatics, hashtag FishFamMom, coming to you live from the fish room office tonight. And I hope everyone is doing well. I want to welcome Dina at everythingaquatic.net in the house tonight. Empire of Dirt Aquatics, Jeff Kane, welcome. And Ed's picking up cichlids. Hello, hello, hello. I know it's been a while, and I'm just glad to be here tonight. I'm only going to be here for a little while tonight because the energy levels are low, and uh, it's just hard to concentrate and keep the energy going. It takes energy for live streams, even though it can be a whole lot of fun. I'm just glad to be here with you guys. I had a really good visit from my kids last weekend. The girls came down with their families. The girls took me out to lunch, and the son-in-laws and grandsons took Rod out for lunch and a little adventure, and they had fun. They had good food, and then they went to, I think, Bass Pro Shop, and had a really good time there. The girls took me to a nice um, Mexican restaurant. It's not really Mexican, it was more Spanish or Hispanic, and I had a delicious grilled chicken quesadilla with black beans and corn. It was really, really good. But there are some changes going on in the fish room, mainly because I really think I've come to a decision to close the fish room. I will keep some fish in some tanks for my pleasure, but I really don't have the time and the energy to take care of a rack of tanks and multiple aquariums that require maintenance. I personally don't sit and get to enjoy them very much when I sit anymore. It's usually in my recliner with my feet propped up, watching videos, and then I go to sleep. So um, I do have some other health issues going on, and I will soon be going for consultations to see what is the best for my treatment. And um, I've got in touch with Raphael just this evening, and I've contacted my local society, Greater Birmingham Aquarium Society, and I've had a few people that will be very happy to come and get some baby plecos from me. I have over 100 albino bristlenose plecos, and they're still breeding, so I'm going to also let those adults go so that they can breed for somebody else. I do plan to keep my black Moors and some Corydoras and my Harlequin rasboros and boras and rasboras and the gold barbs. I have fell in love with the gold barbs, so I wouldn't mind having a whole tank full of gold barbs there, Ed. And I'll let you know when I'm ready. I keep saying that, I think, for about 6 months now, huh? Ed's listening in because he set up a new rack system that's going to hold 30 aquariums, and he's setting that up tonight and listening in. Marianne is off shopping with their son's fiance. Congratulations there. And Jeff, how are you been? And Dina, how have you been? Hope you all are doing good. Um, it's gotten too hot here, and we've all had some crazy extreme heats since summer knocked on our doors from the upper hemisphere of the United States down to, I think, the Gulf. But I've just mainly just been feeding the shabunkins. I did introduce some guppies and plecos and a couple Corydoras into my 40-gallon tub on the porch, and I set up a acrylic mechanical filtration filter, but it's leaking severely. Jeff says, I'm off, not really sure what bit. I'm definitely having a fog going on. Bless your heart. Hope you can get rid of that fog soon. Dina says, keeping busy as usual. I haven't checked out the website lately. Dina said she was adding, I think, some new merch. And I'm still gonna participate in the vendor store there, Dina. I'm working on July 4th sales for this weekend. Great. Maybe I'll hit that along with my discount, huh? Definitely crazy busy, Jeff said. Dina says, and have been adding new products when I have time. Good. It's 84 degrees in here, y'all. I tried to save electricity and not work my heat pump too much, so I raised the temperature downstairs. But in order to do that, when you do that, as you see, if it's 73 downstairs and 84 up here, it's 10 degrees difference. So I'm sure Rod doesn't need to hear that. He just woke up from a nap. He's talking about getting some kind of cooling device to help cool his room, but I'm thinking about, let me look at the future week temperatures and see what we can do here. Going up into the 90s again next week, so I don't know if I'm going to lower the temp downstairs any or not. Our thermostat's downstairs. Dina says, if your fish room's 84, you don't need all those heaters in the tanks. That's true. Matter of fact, I think all of the heaters are unplugged. Me too, Dina, especially with the new Husky rack from Home Depot. Extra busy. It's upper 90s and 100s here. Yeah, we're going into the 90s in the next few days again. We've been, we're at 79 right now because it's cloudy, but our high today was 87. I know up north has been ridiculous in the 90s and 100s. Hey, Mark Sterlson, welcome to the live stream, sweetheart. God bless you and hope you're doing well this evening. Good day, everyone. Mark, if you don't want to rewind the stream, I don't even know if you can do that anymore. There's a lot of YouTube videos that when someone's live or even premiering, I guess it's a feature that you set for what is it, DVR replay or something like that. I think mine's on, so you can replay. I made the announcement that I will probably be shutting down the fish room and only keeping a few tanks and a few fish that bring me pleasure. Like behind me here, the big tank in the middle is a 20 high or 20 tall, and the two 10s on each wing I'm going to break them down. And they have mud guppies in them and albino cories. And they haven't bred for me, so I might let them go. Ed says we will be in the 80s next couple days. Wednesday getting wild bettas I won in an auction, plus red tiger endlers. Nice. I will replay the first few minutes after I get home from a doctor's appointment. Okay, Mark. God bless you. Be safe. Yeah, I didn't know much what we were going to talk about today. I said earlier that I did reach Raphael, and he's doing well, and he's going to get with me and probably take most of my tanks and fish that I don't keep. And I'm probably going to turn that room back into kind of like a guest bedroom with a couple tanks in it. Getting into breeding mouth brooding bettas. My second group. Nice. Are those on the CARES list, or I forget what that other list is for the breeding of extinct or near extinct species? I got a hawk outside screaming and hollering. He's probably hunting. But I did add, like I said, some guppies. Jeff says rubra, is that rubra, are my favorite wild bettas. Not the ones I'm getting or the group I have. I'm not too familiar with wild betta species, but the mouth brooders are probably going to be very, very interesting. And I believe you can keep multiple males and females in one aquarium depending on the water volume, I think, that you have, and foliage or aquatic plants. I need to get them again now that I have a fish room. Jeff says yes, beta rubra. Wonder if I can look at it with it without causing too much problems with my stream. Excuse me. Oh wow, those are beautiful fish. Let me see. It's cutting off the fishes. There he is. Wowza. That is a beautiful fish. I need to get them again. It's purdy. Yes, I see. And the beta in Nice and beta ocellata. Now I've heard of them, but I don't know what they look like either. So let me Let's see if y'all can see this. It's called the Blue Dragon Malinois, something like that. That's a pretty betta also. Now, I got to get over here and see what. Enisae. Enisae. Oh, yes. Those are per te. Get rid of the ads. There we go. That's another pretty one, isn't it? Look at that blue and black on that ventral fin and caudal fin. And the gold up, metallic up around the gill. That's real pretty, guys. Y'all have fun. I think the other one that I want is the Embelez, but I have a sketchy memory with names. I don't keep them with bristlenose. Don't keep them with bristlenose plecos. Okay. Don't just by themselves. Okay. Ramphonic, hello. Welcome to the live stream, dear. Good to have you in the chat tonight. Hope you're doing well. But I think I got my 23-gallon tote completely empty. I just have to pump the water out of it. And sorry I don't have pictures of the fish room downstairs. Yeah, I'm doing okay, honey. Having some problems, but I'm gonna be all right. And oh, I feel a little bit of a breeze. It's dropped one temperature. It's 83 in here now. I've got the 240s set up. I cleaned out the internal filter, the Night Crew spray bar internal filter, and it ran good for like 3 days, and now it's slowed down almost 50% again. So I've got to go in there and find out what is causing the water flow to slow down. I don't know if there's debris that the plecos are stirring up that gets up in that little sponge filter. I mean, not sponge filter, but sponge within the filter. Whips World, Fishy Ma. Hey, dear. I hope you're doing well. Life's been challenging, as we say. I thought I was doing good. I've lost a total of about 30 pounds, 25 to 30 pounds. And the week of my doctor's visit, I picked up 5 pounds of fluid. But I still felt good. My blood pressure's been under control and everything. But when I got my blood work back, I got a phone call from her nurse. And so I had to go to a consultation about my liver. And because I have a slow heart rate, I can't be put to sleep for a colonoscopy. So we're looking for alternatives for that. She wants me to do another sleep apnea test because undoubtedly my oxygen levels are dropping at different times in my sleep. And Ed says that other wild beta is a beta macrostoma, and it is his top want list, but $200 a pair usually. Ouch. Whips World says, oh vey, you can say that 47 times. Challenging, we can go with that. Yeah, that's just being general, but life has its roller coasters. But I'm glad I have someone to lean on in those times, and I wouldn't give anything for Rod Core, Mr. SLC Aquatics. He is definitely my go-to guy. But I have made the announcement earlier in the stream, guys, for those that just came in, that I probably will be shutting down my fish room downstairs and just keeping a few select tanks and fishes that I want to keep for my pleasure, and maybe one tank up here. And I got in touch with Raphael, who was Animal Instincts 205, something like that. I think that's what his channel name was. He's going to come help me break down the fish room. And so he'll have my fish. It seems that the older you get, the more time you spend with doctors. That's exactly, Mark. And even Rod said that he has more dates with his doctors than he does with his own wife. But Rod is doing really well. He got a really good doctor's visit. It was 3 or 4 months after they took him off of all meds. Well, all cancer meds. He's still on heart meds and stuff, diabetic meds. But you know, his blood work looks fine. His red blood counts looks good. His white blood count might still be a little low as far as, you know, 1 to 2 points, something like that. Whips World says totally understandable. Thank you, sweetheart. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with live streams. Rod, why are you crying? I'm going to keep a few tanks and a few fish that I get pleasure from. Your feet hurt. You went walking. He did 4 miles this morning. Bless his heart. Good news on Rod. Hope it continues to go well. Yes, he's in what they call remission. And I do believe that, I don't believe it'll ever come back. He was in stage 4 with 1 lymph node involved. And from the first 60 days, 30 to 60 days, his numbers have been, you know, almost undetectable. He went through, I think, 5 or 6 weeks of radiation, and it was a cancer med. It wasn't chemo. It was a new research medication called Orgovyx. Just kidding. He always says that. I think there's part truth in your kidding. My numbers have been fantastic. Yep. Whips World says, I hope you don't stop altogether. If you enjoy this sort of thing, you should do it. Life is challenging enough. Don't give up on the things you get enjoyment out of, even if you need to scale back. That's true, Whip. And, you know, I've been I want to say the last 5 or 6 years, I have been on a roller coaster in this hobby. I love live streaming when I have the energy and I have something that I can bring to the people. If I don't have anything for you, I don't want to sit here and bore you to death. It's a whole hour that I try to stay online, and I sure don't want to bore you to death when you could be going somewhere and getting some education, getting some, having some fun, hanging out with other hobbyists. And every once in a while, y'all might not be talking about fish, but a fish question will come up here and there, I promise you. You can't just have a live stream without one fish question or comment. um, I, I I don't plan to stop altogether with, and I'm thinking about maybe going through some of my videos that are up there that really don't have any reason to be up there. If they have high views because of the stupidity that's on them, I'll probably leave them up there so people can laugh at me. But if it has some education to it, I'm going to maybe edit them and um, make them more informational. Ed says you're number one in our book, Rod. Awesome. You never bore Marianne and I. Thank you, Ed. And thank you, Marianne, when you listen to this. Mark says, enjoy the stream, everyone. Time for me to head off to the GP. I will leave it running for the watch hours. Thank you, Mark. God bless you. Pray for a good doctor's visit, okay?
And said, you're number one.
Nuh-uh. He said, you're number one in our book, Rod.
Oh,
that's what he said. I
just saw number one. Hello, everybody.
Here's Mr. SLC Aquatics.
Oh, I just popped in for a few minutes.
It's hot in here, but it's come down 1 degree.
Ooh, bird.
See, he can help. He needs to do live streams with me to help me with when I'm low on my energy. Jeff says, Susan, don't delete them. Just make them private. Okay. Some of them are absolutely hilarious. Like my first 3 live streams, I think I was totally by myself. And they might have 5 views on them or something like that. Because I was getting started and I didn't know how to schedule and promote myself on Facebook and Instagram and other things. And I don't do that now. That's why there's probably about 10 of you watching right now. Hello, Vin TV. Welcome to the live stream. Good to have you with us tonight.
I gotta go get meds and something to eat. Hello, Vin TV, and everyone else that I might have missed.
Dina's in here. And Mark Strolson's going to his doctor's visit. Well, Craig's Catfish Cave just came in. Good morning, he says.
Where is he?
I think you're in Australia, aren't you, dear? Or Wales? Not Wales. What's the other island off from Australia?
I don't know. I went to Birmingham Public School.
Okay. They're across the pond somewhere.
Yeah.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi. I'm going to get my food, though. I'll talk to you later.
All right, babe. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you. Welcome, Craig's Catfish Cave. Good to have you all with us. What was it? A couple weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, we were talking about what does this hobby mean to most people, and it was very uplifting for me, and everybody shared their heart, and I really appreciate it. The last month we've lost a lot of people in the fish hobby, and I'm not going to start naming names because our heart gets heavy first of all. But I know there's a time and a season for all of us. Some of us leave abruptly, and some of us leave because we have had diseases or ailments for a long time. And this old body goes back to dirt. So we thank God for those who we got to fellowship with and got to get to know through the hobby, and sharing good times with them. They all will be missed, and we glean from one another. We encourage one another. And those of you that get to go to conventions and clubs, y'all really get to hang out and encourage one another. Um, I have some challenges mentally and emotionally ahead of me. Mom passed in October, so at least once a year I was driving up uh, in up 81 through the top of Virginia to see her. My sister and my brother and my aunt are still up there, and my cousins and nieces and nephews and stuff. Um, I'm not sure if that was going to be my last driving um, event by myself. Rod doesn't mind taking me anywhere I want him to take me. Um, it's just hard focusing on things and keeping things in perspective, especially like y'all said, after we start aging, things have to take a different seat in the priority list. Thanks for the quick appearance, Ron. It's been a sad couple of years for sure. Yes, Jeff. And we've lost some really wonderful people. And then Ed lost two co-workers at other stores, 30-year-old and a 54-year-old. And, people, um, we're just thankful for the groups and the great people that we get to have time with. And, Mom passed in October, and then coming up, actually, I have my cardiologist appointment on the day that Joshua, my son, passed away 5 years ago. And I realized I really never boo-hooed. I grieved inwardly, which wasn't good. I had to quit that mess. And that was this weekend. Oh my goodness. That's recent, Ed. Well, God bless their families, and we pray for them. And Ed and I had that live stream about, if you have big fish rooms, do you have someone that you can trust that will be able to come in and take care of your fish and break down your fish rooms, especially if a lot of the hobbyists are loners. Some of us have mates, and some of us have friends, and some family members still living with us, but most of us are loners. And just the last 2 and 3 years, Rod has come on board with keeping fish, and I brag about how his fish tanks look much better than mine, and he maintenances them much better than I ever did mine. But I know when I first got started in the hobby again 10 years ago, that 10 plus years ago, you're really on top of things, and you enjoy your weekly or bi-weekly water changes. You like observing your fish, and then the trouble hits sometimes, disease hits, and then you start reaching out to community people to, help me figure this out and help me diagnose this so I know how to treat it. Is it curable? And, how do I keep it from spreading within my fish room? And always keep those nets separate, keep those nets sterilized after you use them. Don't go from tank to tank. Don't share equipment from tank to tank. Always good to have a tank set up so that you can bring new fish in and watch them 2 and 3 weeks. Some people watch them for a month or more. before they introduce them into a community aquarium. So many good people in the hobby that would do anything to help you thrive in the hobby. Yes, I've had a lot of people um, really help me as well, and I'm glad to be a part of the community that has helped so many people. And a lot of times I would do things anonymously. And when I first got started in the hobby, I don't know if it was the third or fifth year, something like that, I was involved in Hurricane Katrina, and um, I think it was Katrina that hit so many of our fish hobbyists in the Florida area, Texas area, Virginia area, stuff like that. And we were able to raise funds, and I dispersed them in moderation to help them rebuild, or, you know, some lost food because the power was out for so long. So be able to give them some pocket money to go, even get fast food, or buy, you know, buy new meats to put in their refrigerators and freezers, whatever they needed. It was really great. And then Joseph down in the Virgin Islands, he wanted so bad to live stream. And so the community's monies came together, and I actually sent him money. I may have even sent him the Wi-Fi device that he could put on top of his house to live stream. Right. If we all try to help, and believe me, supporting one another in memberships, the Patreon accounts, super chats, uh, super stickers, and things like that. There's different ways, to support a channel. I took my memberships down, so I hope everybody that was a member of my channel has gone in to check their accounts to make sure money's not still being taken out, because I no longer have memberships on SLC Aquatics. And the only money I make is from ads that are played during the live stream or during watching a video. A couple weeks ago, or was it a week ago, that I didn't live stream because I had to rescue the 40, maybe it was 2 weeks ago. And I put some shorts up, or some short videos up, to let you know the shape the tank was in before I had to do a 50% water change, and what it looked like. I had to clean the internal filter out too to get it flowing again. Hello, Red Laser. Welcome to the live stream. And I did some befores and afters, and a couple weeks before that, I did a live stream from the porch, and I'm glad to give it back now after 60 years of keeping fish and working in the industry. Ed, that's quite a that's quite a milestone there. Congratulations and hand claps to you. 60 years of keeping fish and working in the industry. I enjoy when someone says you're coming to the next meeting so I can pick your brain on an issue I am having. That's awesome. Oh, but I do hope you all understand why Fish Fam Mom is doing what she's doing right now. And I'm still wanting to stay in selling goods. So if there's ever anything that Dina and I could get for you guys, let us know. We'll be looking for it to offer it on the website so that you can help support Dina. I don't make much. I don't care. I just like helping the hobby. If I make enough money to buy fish, food from Dina to feed the fish that I'm keeping, I'm fine. And every once in a while, if there's an equipment failure, like an air pump or something like that goes out, have to buy that sometimes, but they're still pretty affordable. Melvin is in the house. That's who Red Laser is. Oh, all right. Welcome, Melvin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But I know you do. There's no pressure. I think a lot of it is self-condemnation. Uh, I've been in the hobby again for 10 plus years. I've been live streaming probably for 9 out of the 10 years or 10 out of the 11 years. January will be 11 years. And I may not live stream as often as I have been, but I don't mind being a guest or even showing up. You know, I'll pop in and out of different people's live streams. And then when I feel like I want to come up on the screen, then I'll enter somebody's StreamYard or something like that. But I love you all so much. Dina, I'll be placing an order pretty soon for some algae wafers and some more flakes. So I hope you all have a good week, rest of the week, and a good weekend, a good 4th of July coming up. And be safe, please. Enjoy your family and friends, and don't eat too much barbecue, okay? This is Susan for SLC Aquatics, #FishFamMom. God bless you until I see you again.